Property is valued as of January 1st in any given year. Any changes to that property that occur after that date won't be accounted for until the next January 1st. So with new construction, if it was a foundation, let's say, or just dirt work going on January 1st, it's going to be valued that way, and they complete it during the course of the year, the full value of that improvement or that house will be appraised the next January 1st. The same goes for remodeling. If it started after January 1st, it won't be accounted for until the next January 1st. It's not true. We are charged with valuing property at fair market value as of January 1st of any given year. That is based on sales of properties in Wyandotte County. So no, we don't create value. The value is established by the actions of buyers and sellers in the marketplace. What we've seen for the last many, many years is buyers and sellers agreeing on increasingly higher sales prices. We've got the legal responsibility to interpret those transactions and set an appraised value as of January 1st of any given year. But it is based on the actions of market participants, buyers and sellers. If somebody feels like the value of the property, their property, is over what it could reasonably sell for as of January 1st of that tax year, so in this case 2026, folks should always appeal. That is the way that we can sit down once that value has been established, take a look at it. There is a idea, and I hear it, and it's unfortunate that going through that appeal process doesn't do any good, or the appraiser's office doesn't listen. We do. So if there are characteristic changes, or if you're aware of a different, better sale, we will take it into consideration. And if it results in a decrease in value, that'll be the result of the hearing. We've heard from folks that say, if you come in and appeal, they're going to increase your value. That's nothing that the county has ever done, at least in my time here. And it's actually specifically prohibited now by state statute. So if you come in for an informal appeal with us this year, the value will not increase as a result of that hearing. We really are just interested in making sure that the appraised value for that property is correct. Especially if you've never appealed before, I think it's important to come in and have a visit with us, because there are things on the inside of a property that we have no way of knowing about that only an owner can clue us into, and then get an adjustment if warranted, and get to that fair market value for the property. Location is always going to be the biggest one. And that's what drives market value. We also look at the size, topography of the ground, age of the structure, styles of the home, number of rooms, number of bedrooms. There are lots of factors that go into it, with location being the major factor. There are 5 sales on every comp sheet, and we would love it. The job would be considerably easier if all 5 of those sales were identical. They're not. All houses are different, and we don't have any control here over what's sold and any of those characteristics. The sales are the sales, and we've got to account for the differences in those sales. The way we do that is by making adjustments on the comp sheet, positively or negative, from the comps to the subject property, to adjust for those differences. Square foot isn't the only adjustment. Bedrooms aren't the only adjustment. It's all the physical characteristics to that house, in this case, that are being adjusted for. We do get that question a lot, of somebody that purchases a house for way over what anything is sold for in the neighborhood before, Is that going to increase the property valuation on surrounding properties? The answer is no. One sale doesn't make a market. And we do spend a lot of time validating sales, both the physical characteristics of the sales, as well as the buyer and seller motivation. So if we have a house, and it happens all the time, somebody comes in and just takes a flyer on it, pays way over. Yep, that occurred, but we're not going to use it in our comparable models